my name's Hazel and I'm going to tell you all about our plant of the week for this week. Here we have trees. These are crab apple trees, also known as Malus. They are small to medium-sized trees. They're deciduous, so they drop their leaves in the autumn. Lots of them have fantastic autumn colour. And they come in all sorts of shapes and sizes. So you can have weeping varieties, quite narrow columnar kind of shaped ones, and more spreading varieties. In the spring, they have fantastic blossom, either pink or white, or this one has quite a dark pinky kind of blossom, or a mixture of those pinks and whites together. So they look wonderful in the spring. Then they have the lovely backdrop of the green leaves in summer. And then in autumn, they have the crab apples. And that can range from really quite small size to larger sizes, and even sometimes a little bit bigger than this. The larger ones are fantastic if you want to make crabapple jelly. The smaller ones are brilliant for wildlife, for the birds and squirrels as well. They, cheeky little things, like to have their crab apples. And they can be reds, oranges, yellows, even quite dark reds like this one. So they're fantastic for wildlife in the autumn, for the birds, and they're fantastic for the bees in the spring. So really good high value wildlife plants that you can have in your garden. The fruits are actually really high in antioxidants and vitamin C. So crabapple jelly, even though it's got quite a lot of sugar in it, is actually quite good for you as well. They can also be used as pollination partners for apple trees. So most apple trees need a pollination partner to help them get a really good set of fruit. And so instead of having two eating apples, or cooking apple and an eating apple in your garden, you could have a crabapple tree and an eating apple tree, and one can help pollinate the other. So they're wonderful for wildlife, they're wonderful for gardens. The different heights, so this one only gets to about 3 metres by 1, other ones will get to about 4 to 5 metres. So there's different varieties for any kind of space. I've actually got my eye on this one here. I've got a perfect space, but it needs to be quite a small but quite narrow tree, and this is going to be looking really good in my front garden very soon. Now they grow in any good soil really, in part sun or full sun, and they're really easy to grow. So just make sure your soil is prepared nicely beforehand. Dig a nice square hole, add a little bit of mycorrhizal fungi that will really help your roots make good contact with the soil and make contact with the microbiome in the soil to help them off to a really good start. Mulch them well and put a tree stake just to secure them against wind rock, so in the autumn gales and the winter gales and the winds, just to make sure that the roots don't become loose in the wind. So you must make sure you do put in a tree stake and leave that in for a good couple of years. So in the first year to 2 years, make sure you water them really well. A bucket of water once a week in dry periods, and they'll be fantastic for your garden. Really, really wonderful trees for the UK.